Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my thrift store finds for the week. So we found these 3 comic books at the Salvation Army thrift store, 99 cents each. It's actually number 1, 2, and 3 out of a 3 comic miniseries. And it's the Transformers the movie from the 80s. So the condition is okay, so-so, but you know, it's a whole set. Pretty cool. And for $3, you can't beat it. And yeah, it seems like it was like Toy Week or something. Stuff from my youth. Am I aging myself? Anyways, we found these figures, action figures. This is from Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars. Let me see what year. This is the Luke Skywalker with one hand, and the year, I believe, hard to see on that one, 1983. So yeah, 1983, 99 cents each, not bad. Conditions all right. I don't know, maybe these are worth like 10 bucks each. I forgot the name of this guy. He's like not a major, I don't think he's a major character, like one of the bad guys, one of the generals or something. And then we have Batman and Robin. And this one is from, let's see, 1984. Must be from the same donation. Very similar age group. 1984, pretty cool. And this one is a little bit later. It is 1989, I believe. But really cool thing is this pulls out. It's like one of those retractable belts. Still works. Pretty cool. The only thing is the symbol rubbed off, the bat symbol, or I should say Batman symbol. It's okay, you know, it was pretty cheap. So that was pretty cool. And found a new in the box, old stock, Bakugan Special Attack, $3.99, sealed. So I don't know, probably worth, let's say 20 bucks online. So I'll probably sell that on eBay. And then we have a little bit of silver here for $1.99. It is a Jewish, or I should, is it Jewish or Hebrew? Hebrew-Jewish Shabbat knife. Shabbat Kodesh. Well, basically what it says here. Shabbat Kodesh, basically Sabbath, holy. So they use it to cut their, you know, I think it's called challah bread or something. I looked it up before. And it is marked sterling. So I thought something with a sterling handle, definitely worth the 2 bucks. Let's see if I could find it. Right there, see it? Right in the center, sterling. And it is Sheffield Steel, W. Adams. And I've seen these resell for about 50 bucks Canadian on eBay. So pretty cool. I guess, you know, people saw the Hebrew on it. They didn't think much of it and didn't realize that it was silver. But of course, always pays to check on your smartphone at the thrift store. Do a quick research. This is not silver. This is only silver plated, but I bought it because of the symbol. So if you see here, oops, upside down. RAF, Royal Air Force. This is, I believe, I think it's like from 1939. I don't know, is that like considered middle of the war or pre-war? They call it like Air Force, Royal Air Force mess fork. So that was pretty cool. I promised Coinpicker Jr. that after I film it, I will give this to him for part of his collection. And let's see who's the maker by. Mappin and Webb EP electroplated. Generally, I do not like silver plated stuff, but since it has some sort of historical value, it surpasses the silver value, and it's like, more like a collectible or an artifact. So that is cool. And then most people at the thrift store would probably pass this up thinking, oh, another sort of like like those pottery class made cups, right? Tons of them at the thrift store. It looks like something made in the 70s or 80s, but actually, if you looked closely like I did, it is actually made by the Hires Root Beer Company. So they would probably have this at the soda shop or pharmacy, I guess, when they used to make sodas for, I don't know if they drank it for medicinal purposes or whatever, but Hires, I think this version of it is probably from the the turn of the century, 19 teens, right? And it was $2.99. And some of the earlier ones have markings on the bottom saying like not for resale or something like that. But generally pretty good condition, no chips, a little bit of crazing, but I thought it was pretty cool. Probably worth at least, I don't know, maybe 30 bucks locally. So it's pretty big and heavy. I wouldn't want to ship this. So pretty cool. What else do we have here? Actually walking to the thrift store, it was nighttime, and along the way, I saw something sparkle on the ground. Picked it up. It was a ringing. It's a silver ring. It actually is marked 925 right inside faintly. So it's funny to find something on the way to the thrift store. Amazing. And this ring I bought at the Salvation Army thrift store, $6.99. And it was there a good couple of weeks. I hummed and hawed looking at it the first time thinking, okay, it is marked at 925. I think they missed the mark because, literally, because usually if they see it's sterling silver, they'll put a white tag on it with a SS next to the price, as in sterling silver. So it is a sterling silver ring with a carved shell flower. So I'll just do a close-up on this. It's quite pretty, very nice design, and it's made like real jewelry. See like the details, the construction, very good quality. Marked 925 on the inside. I don't know if it'll show up. Right there, right by the label. So it was like the second week, went back there again, saw it, and I thought, okay, I gotta save this, since it was still there, that means it was meant, to be purchased by me. So I think if I resold this, maybe I'd get 25, 30 bucks. So not bad. I'll keep it for a while. And then, all right. Here's some stuff I picked up today. All right, first of all, ignore what I said about not going to Savers or the Value Village, because I was bored. Today's Sunday. Stopped by the Value Village on a very, scummy part of town. And usually I find nothing there because the local inhabitants usually go there not to shop, but to steal. So, usually, goodie bags are ripped open and, like things taken out. But I thought, what the heck, you know. But luckily, I had a good feeling because I did find some goodies. I found, I guess it was the best find in months, let alone at the worst store, I thought. So it's not just, you know, being a value village, which I'm sort of, it's my like second go-to for thrift stores. But that specific location is where a lot of street people and drug addicts go to, right? So went there. Mind you, there's probably some yuppies around there. I don't know, it's one of those bohemian type areas in our city. So saw this on the shelves with the other silver plated stuff, and looking at the toning, it sort of looks silver plated. $9.99, yeah, not cheap. However, turned it around because I always check everything, even if at first glance it looks silver plate or just junk. Always check every piece because there's some little details that I really didn't pay attention to. And see this, it's a footed dish. See the little holes there? I mean, if it was like cheap metal, silver plated metal, why would they bother to make this hollow? So they're trying to save metal. And here, there's some wordings, looks like the name is not very clear, but what I noticed was right here. See that? It's 800 in an oval, like partial mark. So that's 80% silver. And right over here, it says it has a star and it says 189 PA. Or basically that's a silver maker's hallmark from Italy. And I think it's like post 1969 or something like that. So they had a star, and then the number is that specific silversmith's number. And PA stands for the province. I think it means Paloma or something like that in Italy. So too bad I don't have really clear marking of the company name, because it looks like it was struck more than once. Like they hit it once, it wasn't a very clear mark, so they hit it again. So it's even worse. But it's okay, it's silver, I'll take it. So I got this, right? I was already happy. I was overjoyed. I haven't had a big piece of silver in a while. You guys know, you see my videos. So this is really good. And I thought, okay, since I'm here, I'm going to still look around. And they shuffled things around, moved things around, areas around. So what used to be downstairs is moved upstairs, and so I looked over to the side, and they had cutlery and baggies and whatnot. Looked on the shelf, looked on the pegs, didn't really see anything. And then off to the side on the shelf, they had bags of cutlery. And I was looking through it one by one, didn't find anything until I came to this one, which is an extremely cheap bag, $1.99. And it had these serving pieces. So what I saw through the bag was one of these spoons. And look at that. You have an engraved, what do you call it? Armorial mark or something like that. I forgot how to pronounce it. Like it's like armor, armorial mark. Well, it's supposed to be like a crest for a family or organization, right? So I thought, okay, that means it has age, and most likely it's old enough to be silver. So like silver plated, plating days, right? Like before the advent of silver plating, perhaps. But check this out. This is what I saw when I flipped it around. So you got the lion, meaning sterling silver, 925, 92.5% silver purity. You got the City of London assay mark. So that's where it was assayed, or I guess where it was made as well. So it's like a leopard's head with a crown. You got the year mark, which is an I, which I looked up to be 1804, which is super old. We're talking about 216 years old. Awesome. And you have the tax mark, which only the really old ones, I think prior to, prior to King George V would have them. And that is George III. Oops, check that out. And it looks like it wasn't used that often because all the marks are like super crisp. So not too much polishing. And then we have the WEWF mark, which is William, was it Aisley and William, I forgot the other William. Well, the companies, the silversmith, two partners started in, I think, 1797. Don't quote me on it, but I'm just going by rough memory. But yeah, really early maker. And so I have two of them with the same date mark, but here's the second one. You notice there's like an X here and a dash here. And then the third one is even earlier. Same maker, but an E mark, which stands for 1800. So this spoon is 220 years old. Amazing. Awesome find. And I will weigh them out for your enjoyment. All right. Get my trusty little scale here. Let's set it off to grams. All right, because when you put it on ounces, you don't know, is it like cooking ounces, or mailing ounces, like 28 grams per ounce, or is it troy ounces that, usually you weigh precious metals with, which is 31.1. So to avoid all that confusion, I put it onto grams. I'll do my own calculating afterwards. But, all right, check this out. It doesn't feel that heavy. Right, 337 grams. And I did some guesstimations. Well, actually I calculated earlier, and that works out to be like, 800 silver, it's like a little bit over, a little bit over 10 ounces. But when you calculate to pure silver, it's like 8.3, 8.4 pure silver. And then the spoons, actually each one varies by a few grams from each other, but all together 189. So pure silver, that is about, I calculate to like 5 point something ounces, and this is like 8 point something ounces. So Canadian dollars, roughly about $200 of silver here and about $125 of silver here. And I paid a total of like $13 plus tax. So that is pretty good. Pretty good score. I mean, I would have been happy. I'd be totally stoked if I just found one spoon. All right. And these other serving pieces, you got one for gravy, another stainless steel piece. It's still usable. They look pretty new, so I might just use it, or I might just donate them. Whatever the missus say. And just the other day, I went to my local flea market just for fun. I haven't been there in ages. And, I have a friend over there who sells coins, and I never really see anything. You know, he really prices it sharply. I mean, AKA expensive. But he, you know, he had some junk bins, and actually I found it too. I actually wanted. So, nothing valuable, but interesting. You know, this one was from the $1 binder or bin. I forgot. You know, it's like I was looking through binders and boxes, and this one was $2. So it's very interesting because this one is from the Northern Sung Dynasty of China. It's a 1 cash denomination, and it is about, I think it's from the year like 900 something AD. Don't quote me on it. I may be off by 50 years or so, but it's at least 1,000 years old. So this is like similar to a, you know, an ancient Roman coin, but from Asia. And it is, oops. I think it's like in Cantonese is Hong Ling Yuan Yun Bo. Hong Ling Yun Bo. So it's still legible for $1. And this is not from where. This is you know, it's probably been excavated, so you see the incrustation, I guess the oxidation of the metal, because they were brass coins, some sort of, you know, brass alloy. So I thought for $1, I mean, usually even I would, you know, sell them for like $3-4, if not more. I will double check if this is one of the key dates. I don't know if you call it dates, but key emperors, because it might be worth more if it is. But at the very least, it is at least worth double my money. So that's pretty cool. And this one I thought was really interesting. It looks like a Chinese coin, $2, but it is a Indonesian pitas. It's basically a Indonesian copy of a Chinese coin, and it is probably made of like tin, tin or lead, anyways. But I don't know, if I had to buy one online, I'd probably have to pay like $5 to $10. So to buy it locally, $2, not bad. But the cool thing about, you know, about it is I discovered it locally at the flea market. And even my friend didn't know what this was. He just assumed, oh, it's just another Chinese coin. And, you know, he's an older Chinese guy. So let's get a close-up of that. And usually the other side would not have any writing on it. Sometimes they might have a casting number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, sort of like to know what, you know, batch or grouping they were made. Or I guess they called furnace marks. A lot of older Korean cash coins have furnace marks and furnace symbols. Just like how printed money has like a plate marks, you know, like 53C, you know, just to help with recording. And this, also from the flea market, from the guy who does clear outs and auctions. I'm pretty sure he knew it was silver because he's pretty smart that way. But for $2, I was thinking, all right, I was there, I was spending like a good 5 minutes trying to weigh it in my hand, like roughly. And it's pretty thin. You see parts of it is like breaking through, like right here. But I did see a sterling mark, British hallmark, right there. So I wasn't sure if it was worth my money, even if it's worth $2, because it's damaged, right? So it's really just the silver value. But you see the lion, and then the anchor mark, Birmingham, and the maker's mark, WA, I believe. I can't see the year mark. It's totally obscured, but I'm pretty sure it's like from 18, what was that? I don't know. My guess is 1880s, 1890s, maybe turn of the century, who knows. But yeah, for $2. And I already weighed it, but just for your benefit, this is what I saw when I brought it home. So I was thinking, maybe worst comes to worst, I broke even. And if I broke even, I thought maybe I shouldn't have bought it. But check this out. 9 grams. So basically that's like $6 Canadian, 6 something Canadian. So I tripled my money. Not bad. Added to the hoard. And one other vendor had like a bunch of scattered coins in a box. And Asian fellow, older guy. It was a new vendor. I didn't recognize him. And so I asked him, oh, how much are your coins? And I don't think he understood English, right? And so I was, using my Cantonese at him, and then I used my Mandarin at him. So I said, 多少钱, 多少钱. And then I think he understood because he went like this. He still didn't say anything. He's just like, and I said, oh, Leung, $2. Okay. And it was just all junky coins, like very modern world coins. It wasn't that much. It was probably less than a handful, just scattered in the box with some other junky items. So I spotted these 2 silver dimes, Canadian silver dimes, one from 1962, one from 1964, young Queen Elizabeth II in the box. So I asked them, 一块一个, right? $1 each one. And, he just said, no, two, and then he shook his head, yes. So I go, okay, picked it out, these 2. I go, okay, 2. So I pull out, of course, I didn't have change. I pull out my $5 bill, hand it to him, and I'm just waiting for my change. And then he sort of, go through his wallet, and then, so I should be getting $3 back, right? And then he gestures like, oh, no change. I go, really? Seriously? And he, he's pointing back to the tray like, oh, buy more. And it's like, everything else is junk. Not even worth looking at, right? I go, no, I don't want any more. I just, $3. So he goes through his little change purse. Out of nowhere, he pulls out this like little change purse under the table. And he pulls out like $2 worth of quarters, plunks it in my hand. I go, you're supposed to give me $3. And what was it? $4. That's like, it's like shortchanged me $1, right? And at the end of the day, it's very minor amount, but it's just very annoying. Like every step of the way, he's giving me a hard time, trying to squeeze me for a little bit more. Seriously. So he looks in his change and then plunks like a $1 coin in my hand. And I go, 谢谢, right? And I just, I said, thank you, right? So I just left after that and, went to the next couple stalls to look. But it was such a painful transaction just for 2 lousy silver dimes. I mean, I think at the time, I don't know, maybe it was like worth, on that day, the silver value is like $1.40. All that work to basically get these 2 coins 80 cents under spot. All that work. Anyways, I think there were some other vendors who were saying they had some silver coins. I don't know. It seems like when one person has silver coins for sale, other vendors at the flea market has silver coins for sale. I figure like sometimes they have these local auctions and they have lots of silver coins sold during the weekend or the previous weekend, and like a lot of these flea market vendors go there, and I guess that's where they get their stock, right? So all of a sudden, like yesterday, there was a lot of vendors selling silver coins, and I think they were offering it like $16 Canadian per $1 face value. So basically, they would have sold it to me for like $1.60 each. But yeah, that wasn't fun. And then all of a sudden today, ironically, I get tons of cheap silver. Tons. Well, not literally, but you know, hundreds of grams of cheap silver. So I was happy. But it was, I guess overall it was fun. And, but yeah, there you have it. This week was pretty eventful. Picked up some good stuff. And just wanted to share with you, my friends out there. And just to remind you guys, there's good stuff out there for the finding. You just have to go out and find it. So best of luck to you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.